Are Waymo self-driving cars as safe as the company claims they are? If you came from part 1, welcome back. And if you haven't seen the first part yet, I recommend watching that one first and then coming back to this one. There I broke down the pros and cons of the self-driving vehicle Waymo. I analyzed Waymo's self-published safety statistics. I talked about the ways Waymo might be safer than Uber or Lyft, and I even got into how a lot of Waymo's safety claims might be premature, biased, or misleading. In this next part, I want to talk about specific incidents where Waymos have malfunctioned, hit people, or have been generally frightening to pedestrians. I'm also going to talk about what's going on in Congress right now regarding autonomous vehicles, and ultimately what unbiased researchers and experts are saying about Waymo. Let's get into it. Waymo has had its fair share of small and large controversies over the years. Some incidents were somewhat laughable, like when a Waymo smashed into a delivery robot. Others are a little more concerning. For years, there have been reports of Waymo cars making illegal turns and stopping at intersections when they shouldn't. There have also been reports recently of Waymo's once polite self-driving cars suddenly behaving really aggressively, weaving through tunnels in zigzags, rolling through stops, and squeezing past other cars. There have been even more complaints about Waymo vehicles' driving patterns. In Austin, Texas, the city has been slammed with dozens of complaints about Waymo cars stalling, speeding, and crashing. One resident reported that the cars will stop immediately when there's a yellow light, despite having about 5 seconds until it turns to red. These are all somewhat minor, but there have been a few Waymo incidents over the past couple years that have been especially concerning. In January of 2026, a child was hit by a Waymo car a few blocks away from a Santa Monica elementary school in California. The child ran across the street from behind a double-parked SUV toward the school during drop-off hours, where they were hit by the Waymo. The child thankfully suffered minor injuries. In a statement, Waymo said that the car's technology detected an individual and reduced the speed from approximately 17 miles per hour to under 6 miles per hour. To put this in perspective, our peer-reviewed model shows that a fully attentive human driver in the same situation would have made contact with the pedestrian at approximately 14 miles per hour, said Waymo. This significant reduction in impact speed and severity is a demonstration of the material safety benefit of the Waymo driver. Waymo's chief safety officer Mauricio Pena said, "In this case, I believe that we mitigated harm." Waymo also came under fire at the end of 2025, following multiple incidents where the Waymo cars drove around stopped school buses. The Austin Independent School District noted that Waymos had been blowing past city school buses an average of 1.5 times per week during the school year. The Austin ISD initially attempted to address the matter privately, sending a letter to Waymo regarding the violations. The company assured the school officials that a software patch had fixed the issue, but there were 5 more violations in the 2 weeks after Waymo claimed the problem was resolved. On December 1st, 2025, after Waymo received its 20th citation from the Austin ISD for the current school year, the district decided to release a nearly 9-minute-long video of all the previous infractions. By December 5th, the company was forced to issue a voluntary recall to fix the issue. In October 2025, there was a similar school bus issue with Waymos in Atlanta. As of December 5th, the public school district said they were aware of 6 cases in which Waymo cars illegally passed stop school buses. Waymo has had a lot of incidents and close calls with people on bikes as well. In 2023, Clara Mobley, the director of advocacy at the San Francisco Bicycle Coalition, wrote to the California Public Utilities Commission after an incident where she was leading a children's cycling trip and a Waymo came up close to the children at the back of the group. The organizers had to bang on the roof of the car to stop it before it hit the children. Another example, a bicyclist named Jennifer Honke in San Francisco is suing Waymo for an incident in February 2025. She claims she was riding in a 7th Street bike lane when passengers in a Waymo vehicle opened the left rear door into the bike lane. The car had pulled over to the curb prior, but in a no parking tow-away zone. Honke ran into the door and was thrown from her bike into a second Waymo that had angled into the bike lane to park. If I haven't given you enough examples of ways that Waymos have malfunctioned or have been unsafe, I'll leave you with one more incident. In 2026, a video surfaced of a Waymo car driving down light rail tracks in Phoenix. It shows the car stopping on the tracks just before an oncoming light rail approaches. Then the passenger runs out of the vehicle before the car continues to drive down the tracks near another train. Now, here's the thing about self-driving cars. They are always getting updates, and Waymo claims that they are consistently taking notes on these malfunctions and updating the software based on that. But I don't think the future of autonomous vehicles is letting these companies self-regulate. Right now, it's the job of individual states and local municipalities to set regulations around self-driving car safety. There are no binding federal standards yet. There's only the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, which has the authority to issue recalls. In California, revisions with the DMV are in progress, which will require all autonomous vehicle companies to report incidents no matter their status. The deadlines to file reports will be tighter too. Congress is currently working to create legislation that will create uniform safety regulations to govern self-driving vehicles. news. In early February 2026, the Self-Drive Act was formally introduced in the House of Representatives. This bill seeks to expand and clarify the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration's authority over vehicles equipped with automated driving systems through updates to federal motor vehicle safety law. Narrowing in on Waymo again, there's no clear, dependable answer on how safe Waymo actually is. More data needs to be collected, which means Waymos need to spend more time on roads. I will say though, it seems like there's no evidence to support Waymo's claim that their cars are safer than human-driven cars. As more of these cars make their way onto freeways, I'm sure we'll be hearing even more stories of injuries, fatalities, and malfunctions, which hopefully Waymo will be fully transparent about. The researchers seem to agree that the numbers on autonomous vehicles are pretty good and promising, but many agree that they haven't seen any unbiased, transparent analyses on autonomous vehicle safety. We don't have the raw data. They also agree they'd like to see designed experiments where they can control the variables, taking into account variables like weather and road conditions. Thanks for watching, and you can find a source list for all of the articles I used in my bio.